Hey everybody, I'm just trying out some video podcast here. I kind of recorded the last this podcast as normal, uh, the same way I normally do audio. I just try to do it with video at the same time, so I think the sound quality is pretty crappy, and this episode won't have the interview with Ethan. You can also hear Boomer down here. We'll see if we can show him. Big Booms is he's ready to go fuck around. So just trying this out. So just wanted to test it out and kind of run one test video. So um, there it is. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls. And I'm back with you, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 67 of Ole Walls House coming your way. So I just want to say thank you guys. So thank you so much for watching or not watching. Maybe. Sneak peek. Kind of breaking my mind here. Listening along with us, coming back each week and just hanging out. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you. Again, I'm having a blast. Hopefully, you guys are having at least a little bit of fun listening to me here. So, thank you. If you guys could, you know the deal. Housekeeping time. If you guys could, please rate, review, comment, subscribe, share, tell somebody about it. Wear that shirt you got. If you want a shirt, let me know. OWHhouse@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let me know if you got questions. You want to say something. You can always do the call-in line too. So again, I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Got a fun show coming up. Got a big special guest, Ethan E. Sexton, to talk some baseball with us. Talking the golf at Harbor Town. We've got some fights to talk about. NHL playoffs are about to start. NBA playoffs to start. I haven't watched anything yet. I won't talk about anything yet, but in the future probably. And as always, you get my passing thoughts. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Let's talk about the PGA Tour. Harbor Town, Heritage. Is it the Heritage Classic now? What's it called here? But it's at Harbor Town. It's the traditional stop after the Masters. We've got a winner. We got Fitzpatrick wins his favorite event. I guess his family. We got it beaten into us on Sunday. His RBC Heritage. That's what it's called. His family vacation there when he was a kid, and he said this is the tournament he most wanted to win outside of the majors. He goes 66, 70, a Saturday 63, and a Sunday 68. Ends up winning on the third playoff hole over Jordan Spieth. And this was a fun golf tournament to watch. The designated events have worked so far this year. This is another example of that. And these dudes were hitting some golf shots coming down the stretch. Fitz, one of them, hit one not once, but twice. Hit it to the left side of the pin on the 17th hole. The left side is where all the pin is, or all the trouble is, left of the pin. And he hit it on the left side twice inside 15 feet. Did not make either putt, but those shots were incredible. Jordan Spieth was playing some really good golf as well. He had some great shots. Patrick Cantlay was hanging around. Before we get into the playoff stuff, there were some dudes like Cantlay finishes one back. He birdies 18, so a little farther out than just a standard one back there, a backdoor one back, if you will. Xander Schauffele, Sunday 66. That kind of backdoors in the top five. Sahith Theegala, that name is going to crush me forever. Sahith Theegala, he goes Sunday 65. So some dudes up there on the board. And you got a couple of little guys, Buckley and Brian Harman, little B, my favorite. Sung J M, known to some as Asian Nick Place. Those two are doppelgangers. Scotty Scheffler, I saw some stats that Scheffler was dead last in the field in putting on Saturday, but on Friday he was like fourth. But then on Thursday he was something like the 60s. Dude was stoning it all day. Just could not do anything. Sam Burns, good Sunday round. John Rahm, a good Sunday round as well. After I think he got off to a rough start and had a rough Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. His Friday was incredible. Yeah, 68 Sunday, 69 on Saturday. Nothing awful, obviously. The 64 on Friday. Yeah, 72, 2 over to start. So that was kind of where his downfall was. Ricky Fowler, another top 15 with just a 1 under on Sunday. So he was more in the mix when the day started. He'll have to forgive me. I'm battling some sickness here. Christian Behasenhu, 64 on Sunday. Tyler Hatton, Tyrrell now. No real bad score. Jimmy Walker backed up on the weekend. I think it was 2 over, 2 over for him. Yeah, 72, 72. Or 1 over, 1 over. Was Park 70 or 71? 1 over, 2 over. Yeah, for Jimmy Walker. So, yeah. To the playoff. These dudes hit great shots into 18, both Fitz and Spieth. Spieth hits it to like 10 feet. Just absolutely beautiful shot. I have never in my life seen a putt lip out softer, you could say. Usually when you see lip outs, they're like hard, like the ball's going, they get in and really rip out of there. Not this one. This ball was just meandering to the hole. And just ever so slightly did it dip in and come out. That was a good putt. Good putt. I mean, if that thing is rolling, if that thing has 2 more rolls on it, it goes in and he wins in the first playoff hole. Again, pardon me for this episode here. And then they both hit great shots in the 17. Like I said, Fitzpatrick hits it left of the pin again, which the balls to hit it there is just something else. Spieth hits a good shot and has one literally just break across the face of the cup, like right in front of it. That was, again, if that rolls, it has 2 more revolutions in it, that one goes in. And then Fitz just says, fuck it. We're ending this shit right now. Tries to make it from the fairway. I think the final distance was 5 inches on his shot on 18. Just an absolute dart. Just absolutely fucking stiffs it. Just so perfect. I mean, it hit the ground like that thing is going in the hole. It came up just short. Spieth wasn't able to make the putt. I mean, but a great golf tournament. Like that was, and the playoff was spectacular golf. Sometimes you get to the end and people kind of stumble in. Not here. Spieth, this was said by the No Lighting Up podcast. They're like, I'm not used to Spieth just hitting fairways and greens all day. He's usually blowing it all over the face of the earth. Spieth was playing great golf. He has been playing great golf. Is kind of rounded into form again. Matthew Fitzpatrick, he's back in the winners column, first time since winning the U.S. Open. He was dealing with, I think, some neck and shoulder injuries earlier this year, and has said that really affected him. Wasn't able to practice. When he was practicing, was kind of getting off, but he seems healthy again. So, yeah, 2 guys to look out for going forward. PGA is at Oak Hill in a couple of weeks. I believe that is the 2nd, or maybe it's the 3rd week in May. So not far from the next major. Couple of notes from this week: John Rahm in the booth was fantastic. Patrick Cantlay played one from wedged in between the wood post on the, what was that, the 14th or 15th hole. That ball should have gone in the water, but got a little wedgy in there. And kind of the big off the course news is Rory McIlroy withdrew before the tournament started. The rule this year was you were allowed to miss 1 designated event. He decided to not play Kapalua at the start of the year, the Tournament of Champions. This was the 2nd designated event he missed. No reason given. A couple ways to look at that. First, it's not the best look. The guy who kind of rode for the PGA Tour, backing out of now 2 designated events. This one coming on the heels of a major when probably a lot of people were like, I could go for going home. Now, there's some people who play this event anyway, but John Rahm was like, hey, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to be there. He's going to lose $3 million of his pit money. I think he was due to get 12. Now, that said, I don't really care. Like, he's getting penalized. Like, he made a decision. Like, he's going to lose some money. And he's going to take some shit for it. So, I don't care. Like, whatever. I mean, you're not going to be forced to do these next year. I mean, this is kind of a weird kind of year in between them moving to the whole new schedule. So I don't care. Like, he's losing money. He's going to have to take a rash of shit. Some people are already giving it to him. That seems like a him problem, not a me problem. Like, I don't care. Now, he didn't give a reason. Hopefully, there's nothing like bad. Like, there's nothing going on in his personal life. There's, you hope he's not like really injured. If he was injured, you'd think he'd just tell it. I think the fear is that maybe he's got some issue in his personal life. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he just felt like taking a week off, and then he just has to deal with the shit that comes his way. That's how I feel. I'm not super upset. I don't think he's a fucking hypocrite. I'm sure you're gonna see every fucking live. What's the one live sucking Instagram account? Flushing it golf. I stopped following him. I couldn't take it. Like, all they do is gag on Liv's cock. I'm sure that guy is just roasting Rory up and down. He puts out like 25 posts a day. I'm sure 12 of them have been Rory's. Who cares? I don't think it's that big a deal. I think so little happens in golf most of the time that when there are things that are like a big deal, like not even a big deal, when anything happens, it's like, this is a big deal. Rory's skipping a fucking tournament. Relax. Next week, Zurich Classic. That's the 2-man event. I don't have much interest in that. Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele are playing this team again. They're probably the pretty big favorite. One team, David Duval and John Daly. That team cracks me up. I love it. I'm rooting for those guys. Matt Fitzpatrick's playing with his brother. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up on the golf. Not going to be a lot of golf talk next week, just because of the Zurich. I'll touch on it, but I probably won't watch a whole lot. So that wraps up the golf. So let's talk some fight game this week. First off, UFC, Max Holloway. I didn't watch this. I thought it was going to be on earlier, but it kind of came on kind of late. Didn't see it. Everything I've read, Max Holloway, convincing 5-round decision over Arnold Allen. Yeah, if you look at the strikes, 56% total strike connect percentage for Max Holloway compared to 34% for Arnold Allen. Significant strikes, 56%. No takedown, so this fight was on their feet the whole time. Like, that's a absolute recipe for Max Holloway to dominate. Max Holloway bounces back from a loss to Volkanovski, which is absolutely nothing to be ashamed about. That dude is an absolute G. So yeah, you look at like Max Holloway's last couple fights, you wonder what he does. Like, do you just shoot him right back up for Volk? Like, I just don't know exactly where they go from here for him. He's fought Volkanovski 3 times in the last 4 years. He's lost every time. I don't know what. Let's see where he is in the rankings. I don't know what the path forward is for him, like where they go from here. I mean, yeah, in the pound for pound list, they got John Jones number 1, obviously, and then Volk is number 2. Let's look at it there. Yeah, I mean, Yair Rodriguez is the interim. Do you go Holloway and Yair Rodriguez? I don't know what his fight schedule has looked like. Let's take a quick peek at him. He last beat Josh Emmett in February. So I mean, you could fire that up. When's Volkanovski just fought not too long ago when he fought Makhachev. He also fought in February, so it'll be interesting. Oh, duh, I'm an idiot. Volk and Yair Rodriguez are fighting in July. I mean, does Max get the winner of that? What do you do with Max? Brian Ortega, maybe? I don't know. He's in. It's tough when you got a dude like Volk who just dominates it, and Max just keeps coming back. But I mean, 4 times might be too many. Who knows? Over in the world of boxing, I told you guys about this fight last week. Zhilei Zhang and Joe Joyce matched up. These are two big boys. These are two 6'6" heavyweights. Zhang Shang wins a 6th-round TKO when he pretty much shuts Joe Joyce's right eye. Like, it is swell. Look at the pictures. Zhang was landing 56% of his punches as well. Now, the screwy thing here is I haven't been able to see the actual scorecards. I've been Googling it. Haven't been able to find them. But I believe what I've read is that Joe Joyce was ahead on 2 cards. Through the 5 rounds that would have been scored, if it was anything, like the worst case scenario for Zhang would have been 3-2, and I think that's damn near highway robbery. The fact that Joe Joyce was leading on any card is fucking disgraceful, and I think I saw a card that said he was up 4-1. Again, I didn't see the actual cards. I just saw articles about him. And it's mind-blowing to me. Like, again, the punch stats aren't everything. Like, that needs to be said. But they matter. Zhang was landed at 56% connect. Joe Joyce was landed at 24%. That's a pretty big difference. Zhang was landing a straight right through the middle of Joe Joyce's guard. Or straight left, sorry, I apologize. He's a lefty. A straight left hand right through the middle of Joe Joyce's guard all night long. And that's the reason why Joe Joyce's right eye was fucking closed. Like, this was as emphatic as a one-sided fight as I have seen in a long time. That said, Zhang's a nice boxer. I enjoyed watching him fight. The big man from China, he might be the biggest dude in all of China, but he's gassed out. He kind of got robbed in a couple of fights I've seen of his, I think. I think he was a questionable decision against Filip Hrgović recently. But I was not, let me reiterate, not impressed with Joe Joyce. He was blocking punches with his face. He wasn't moving. He was straight up and down the whole time. There was no upper body movement. There was no fucking lower body movement for that matter. There was no creativity with his punches. Like, they were just the most standard 1-2s coming right forward. Not impressed. Not impressed. And some people are like, oh, this guy could take out AJ easily. Anthony Joshua would whoop this guy's ass. And I think Anthony Joshua is clearly, at best, the third best fighter in the division. Like, he's behind Usyk and Fury, no doubt. And people are like, oh, Joe Joyce, AJ's right for the picking. Line that one up and see what happens. I bet Joe Joyce's fucking team is like, no, thank you. I don't even think they're that. I think I saw a little thing that they're not even that keen to go back in with Zhang for round 2, because it's going to end the exact same way too. Zhang's going to beat him up. Again, I apologize. The only hope Joe Joyce has is that he can, I don't know, withstand the brush. Now, he does have a chin. He has a chin on because he took some shots. I will give him all the credit in the world. He took a ton of shots and stood right in there. Maybe he can stand right in there and catch him with a big one because he's got a lot of power. Other than that, I don't see it. Moving forward, this weekend, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, Saturday night, pay-per-view, like $85 pay-per-view for that matter. It's a fight that we should be happy we're getting as boxing fans because we don't get good fights usually. But is this an $85 fight? Let's just start there. It's a 50-50 fight. I think it'll be a good fight. But is it an $85 pay-per-view? Look at who these dudes have fought. It's not great. It's not great. Their best wins are, Jose Pedraza for Tank Davis and Luke Campbell for Ryan Garcia? Like, is that the... They don't have a... Do they have a real world title between them? Yeah, sorry. Davis won the featherweight championship. Yeah, that's his only real... Everything else has been regular titles, which are bullshit. Yeah, Jose Pedraza to win that title is his best I mean, outside of that, a totally washed Eureka's Gamboa, Leo Santa Cruz up two fucking two divisions too big for himself. And Ryan Garcia isn't much better. Like I said, Luke Campbell is probably his best. I mean, Emilio to go, absolutely not. Javier Fortuna, So again, this is a fight that's good. It's two young people who are impressive fighters. It should be a fun fight. It's a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I think it'll probably be a fun fight to watch. I don't know if they deserve for me to buy this on pay-per-view. Let's look at some of the odds. Davis is minus 280. I think that's a little stretched this way. I have no problem with him being the favorite. I think it's a little high. Garcia plus 205. Over under 7.5 rounds. It's minus 115 both ways. A little more exact. Davis by decision is plus 500. I think that's the least likely outcome. I would not do that one. Davis by stoppage minus 140. Makes sense. The favorite, that's how he's going to win the fight. Draws plus 1600. Garcia by decision is plus 800. I think there's a lot of value on that. And then Garcia by stoppage is plus 300. You can get more into the weeds. You can do majority decisions, split decisions. What's Garcia by split decision? They don't have that on this one. Gervonta Davis by KO plus 275. That's not one. If I were going to do this, I would take Garcia. Just sprinkle some money all around. Garcia to win. I think the values with Ryan Garcia. I can really see Tank Davis winning. I mean, Gervonta Davis by KO is plus 275. I think that's a great bet. I think if he wins, that's how he wins. Garcia by decision plus 800. I like that. I think those are the two bets. Gervonta Davis by KO, Garcia by decision. So we'll see if I buy this. Who knows? It depends if I'm awake when they're getting close to the ring, and if I'm not, which is the biggest likelihood. If I'm feeling tired, I'm probably not going to buy it. So we'll be back next week to talk about this fight. We're definitely going to talk about it. That's for sure. Okay, quick hockey update this week. As most of you hear this, the NHL playoffs will have started. They start on Monday of this week. About to kick off here as I'm recording this now. Had some quick messages from the Gordon brothers. They wanted to pass this along via text this week. I guess they're too good to come on with me here, but this is what was said. T-Man says, things are finally looking up for the Flyers. Hopefully Briere can build some shit back and the worst days are behind us. I kind of feel like a hockey moron myself at the moment. Haven't really watched a ton this year. My Stanley Cup pick is Carolina. I'll watch them for, damn it, not one of the, a name. Gospier. He also, T-Man also mentioned, and Hammer Speak. We all know how that worked out. H-Man, who last year hit a first-round parlay. He parlayed all his picks into a parlay. Of course, he parlayed all his picks into a parlay last year and won. He wants us to know his first-round picks are this: Canes in 6, Rangers in 7, Bruins in 5, Lightning in 6, Wild in 7, Avs in 5, Kings in 6, Vegas in 5. Interesting. H-Man also said there is some upside to the Flyers, still looking pretty grim, but a couple of the players have said they're a lot closer than fans think, for whatever that's worth. H-Man also says dark horse for the Cup is LA or Vegas. The East is going to be a bloodbath, so by the time the Cup finally rolls around, the winner from the East could be toast. And he did send the picture of the parlay: Boston Bruins, New York Rangers, Colorado Avalanche, Carolina Hurricanes, LA Kings, Tampa Bay Lightning, Vegas Golden Knights, Minnesota Wild. That is an 8-pick parlay that is getting plus 13,523. So yeah, let me take a quick peek here. I'm gonna make some picks myself. Go down through here ever so quickly. Yeah, we're gonna take the Avs. We're going to take the Wild over the Stars. We'll take Vegas over Winnipeg. I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers over LA. I will take the Rangers over Deep Dishes New Jersey Devils. I'll take the Carolina Hurricanes to beat the Islanders. I will take the Tampa Bay Lightning over the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm kind of a Tampa Bay Lightning, a little bit of a fan there. Was there in the playoff run a couple years ago. And yeah, we'll take the Boston Bruins over the Florida Panthers. And I won't take any second round games just yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers to match up with the Boston Bruins. Heard it here first, people. Time for some passing thoughts now. I finally remembered what movie I was watching on the plane that I couldn't remember last week. The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. And, who's the samurai guy? I'm gonna is it Ken Watanabe? I'm probably butchering his name as usual. Ken Watanabe, yeah. That was a good movie. I feel like I'd seen like a lot of it, but never all together. So, good movie. 03, 20 years old. 20 years old. Directed by Edward Zwick. He's directed some good movies, I feel like. What do we got here for Edward Zwick? Glory. Yeah, that's a good one. Legends of the Fall is a good one. Courage Under Fire. The Siege. I don't remember The Siege. I feel like I've probably seen The Siege. Oh, Blood Diamond. Absolutely fantastic movie. Defiance is a good one. I like that. Oh, he did one of the Jack Reachers, The Great Wall. I didn't see that, but I think that got panned pretty good. American Assassin. Didn't see that one either. Or Trial by Fire, but he had a good little run there for a while. I don't know about his more recent stuff, but yeah. I had to fly again for work right after I got back from Phoenix. Madison Airport, just phenomenal. I love that airport. It's the absolute best. You know what's not the best? People who talk on the phone when you're on the plane. Like, come the fuck on. Send a text. This dude, who I got on the plane right behind, he's talking on his way up to the counter to, like, you know, as you like scan your pass and you get on the plane. He's on the phone. He either hangs up or just puts the phone in his pocket and like stops talking, and then immediately picks it back up the second we get through to the into the tunnel, into the gate. And it's like jabbering away on the plane. Like, when you get on the plane, just sit there and shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, I don't want to hear you. Like, I have to be on a flying metal tube, scrunched up next to somebody who probably wants fucking 2 seats for free because they're a fat fuck. Look into that. And I gotta listen to you yabber away about shit I don't care about? How about no? How about no, Scott? Fun things I saw. I had a huge layover in Dallas, like 4 hours. It's awful, by the way. I just walk. It's the same every time I go where I go when I have to go through Dallas. It's a 4-hour layover both ways. I just walk the entirety of the airport. Excuse me. And at one point I walked by and some dude's just standing out there handing out high fives. I was walking the wrong direction to give him one, but I was laughing my ass off. So I rarely like sit down in an airport and eat because you typically don't have that much time. Like I said, I have plenty of time going through Dallas. Papadou Seafood Kitchen. I'm usually wary about this stuff too. I apologize. That throat. Papadou Seafood Kitchen. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm gonna totally butcher what I had. They claim they get their stuff in fresh every day. Who knows? That seems sketchy, but I went there. It's a seafood place. I had a shrimp and scallop orecchiette pasta. It was shrimp and scallops and lump crab with some asparagus and a creamy Parmesan vodka sauce. Mwah, chef's kiss. Delicious. That was fantastic. Maybe the best meal I've ever had in an airport. Just absolutely fantastic. I meant to bring this up with E. Apparently there's a possum in a press box in Oakland, and the team's a dumpster fire, but so is the stadium. The stadium is a big, giant dumpster fire. Well, the possum set up in where the visiting team announcer set up. The Mets were playing them. Well, the possum wasn't leaving, so the Mets announcers had to. They had to find themselves a new booth to set up a spot in to call the game. Saw this when I was scrolling through Twitter this weekend. It said, name a band for every letter in your first name. So I was like, no, I'll play along. So Jordan, for those of you who don't know, Jordan's the first name. Went with Jimmy Eat World for J, Oasis for O, Red Hot Chili Peppers for R, Def Leppard for D, and then really brought it home with two bangers. Audio Slave for A and Nirvana for N. So I don't know. You found that enjoyable. Also watched Blink 182 at Coachella. It was the first concert I believe the first concert. I could be very wrong. I think it was the first concert they did together since Tom DeLonge had come back to the band. He's kind of the distinct voice of Blink 182. You know him as soon as you heard him. Enjoyed it. I don't know. I like watching a concert from time to time. You get to hang out on your couch and watch it without having to get crammed in with a bunch of people. So I was traveling, so I was really trying to kill some. Had a lot, like I said, a lot of time to kill in the Dallas airport. Was looking for podcasts and walk the dog every day. I like to listen to a podcast about an hour out doing that. So I'm always kind of searching for dumb shit. Well, one of the things I found was No Laying Up does their major deep dives. They go a couple of years. In some cases, in other cases, they do just a single year. And they break down the majors of the day. I think the one I listened to was 91 to 93. Another was 2010, 2009 to 2012. And then was there a 2018? No, it wasn't 2018. Let me see. I probably still have it in my episodes. I listened to 91 Ryder Cup. That was 91 to 93, 2009 to 2012. And I didn't save the other one. I might be able to find it here if I just click on the thing. Either way, it was really cool. If you kind of like golf history, it was pretty sweet. It kind of just walks you through who was playing well at the time, the big events of the major. It was just interesting. If you again, if you like golf, if you like the history of golf, it was pretty cool. 1995 was the other one. They just did one for 1995. So it was cool to kind of learn things about, I wasn't really paying attention to golf then. I was pretty young. The 9s to 12s was cool because that was that time frame was when I first really started watching golf. So it was oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, so that was cool. Other golf related thing, the Tiger Woods documentary on HBO Max. That's a good one. It's 2 parts, 2 hour-and-a-half parts, so you can break it up into pretty watchable segments. Really enjoyed that. Tiger Woods, probably the greatest golfer to ever live, and doesn't get to have the greatest career to ever live because his life's kind of been off the rails and injuries and things of that nature. So, pretty interesting. None of it's, a lot of it with Tiger. I feel like a lot of it's been out there, but there were some news things in there. Get some interesting perspectives from different people. And God, my next topic is coming up right after, but very good. I enjoyed it. My next topic is being sick sucks. I was sick as shit this past week. I woke up in my hotel room Thursday and felt like my fucking throat was closing in. Still, got the tickle in the throat trying to get over that. So being sick sucks. Other things that suck. What doesn't suck is that it was 75, 85 degrees for a few days here. Mowed the yard. I mowed the yard for the first time. Sunday, it fucking snowed. It snowed. Woke up this morning, there was 1.5 inches, 2 inches of snow on the ground. I went from mowing the yard to fucking snow. Luckily, none of it stuck to the driveway, so I didn't have to shovel or anything. But not ideal. Not ideal. The Fugitive. The Fugitive was on TV. The roommate was away. Had a little travel going on herself, and she was staying in a hotel, and her and her mom were watching The Fugitive, and they were about to fall asleep. How does this end? And I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I was like, I don't want to tell you, but I finally broke down, and I told him I ruined The Fugitive. I was like, this is a travesty. That's why I ended up watching it. What a good movie. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. What a good movie. Great movie. Hot take here. I like U.S. Marshals. I know not everybody does, but I like U.S. Marshals. Deal with it, people. Um, and let's cap it with this. Jalen Hurts got paid. Where did that news go? No. I had it. Did I not take a picture of it? I didn't take a picture of it. Here we go. 255 5-year, $255 million extension, 179 guaranteed, and a no trade clause. I have to imagine that helps Lamar Jackson get something figured out. Like now that they have something that's um, the Deshaun Watson contract, so they have something kind of reasonable to go off of. So you'd have to think he'll be able to get a contract made in that kind of mold. A lot of money, but not all of it guaranteed. So it feels like we're inching ever closer to a lot of NFL contracts being guaranteed. I mean, they're really the only league that doesn't guarantee them. Obviously, the NFL is different, a lot more injury risk, careers are much shorter. So, um, yeah, so he got his bag. Good for him. I believe that's about it for this. So let's go wrap this thing up. What do you say? Closing time, everybody. Let's wrap this thing up. Again, thank you to everybody. Thank you for listening this week. Thank you for continuing to listen. I appreciate all you guys. So thank you. Big thanks to E. E comes on pretty much on request. So thanks, E. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for bringing all the baseball knowledge to us. Back next week. Like I said, got some things to talk about. Golf's going to probably be one of them. Got some fights to talk about. Maybe I'll watch some NBA basketball this week. Who knows? We're going to talk probably a little Stanley Cup playoffs. We got that fight to talk about, Grant Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and I think I'm pencil this in. I think our man MJ is going to come. We're going to talk a little NFL draft preview. We are sneaking up on the NFL draft, so hopefully we can lock that down and have that conversation. So back next week, like always. Till then, peace.